What's up, guys? It's Ryantium here, and today we are back in Skyrim. That's right, you guys, and oh snap, is it gonna be an awesome freaking day. So guys, welcome back, and happy Weapon Wednesday. So out of all the mods you voted on from last week's episode, this is the one that won. But don't forget, down there in the comment section, vote 1, 2, or 3, or check out the poll in the top right hand corner to see which mod we're voting on for next week's episode. So without further ado, let's get into it. So, Umbra. Umbra, the sword that we are all familiar with, those of us that have played in Morrowind as well as Oblivion, me more so in Oblivion, others maybe more so in Morrowind, a lot of us though, Morrowind and Oblivion. Although that's not me, I'm just in Oblivion. But Umbra being one of the swords from both Morrowind and Oblivion, you can actually see Umbra put to use within Oblivion in the Let's Play that we've been doing on the live stream. But what this mod does is it adds a playable version of Umbra into Skyrim, combining all three of them into kind of one into kind of one storyline, which they all are. Now the sword itself is quite hefty as well, or as far as weapon statistics go. And in fact, during this mod, which is actually a quest, which I'll get into, you can decide whether or not you want a one-handed version or a two-handed version of Umbra, which is very, very nice. Now the sword itself does 92 damage. It weighs 20 and is worth 10,360, a hell of a lot more than it's worth in Oblivion. But if the target dies within 45 seconds, it fills a soul gem, but killing a dragon generates a black soul gem. Not sure if it's filled, but that would be very cool if it was. Now, keep in mind that I'm only level 32, and don't have anything into two-handed nor one-handed. But how exactly do you get this badass weapon? Well, in order to get it, there's a small quest that you have to go on in order to find everything that you need for it. Now, the quest begins at Haymar's Shame. Haymar's Shame being over, where's that? Right here. Haymar's Shame. So Haymar's Shame is right next to the Alchemist Shack, as well as the Falkreath Stormcloak Camp and Fort Newgrad, with the closest hold being either Falkreath or Riften. Probably Riften, now that I think about it. But Haymar's Shame is where you're going to want to come to start this out. Now, for those of us that have done the Daedric Artifact quest lines, Haymar's Shame is where you can get the bust or the mask of Clavicus Vile, because the shrine to Clavicus Vile is found at the end of Haymar's Shame. Now, once you get to the end of Haymar's Shame, there will be a book at the foot of Clavicus Vile's feet. Now what this is it starts the quest known as Umbra's Return. First, you pick up the book and you say the Legend of Umbra. That's the name of the book. You read the book and it brings up Umbra's Return, which is the name of the questline. Then it tells you to find or read about the Sathil family and how they took part in Umbra's history. That will then take you to the Arcanium of the College of Winterhold up here in the Hold of Winterhold. When you find the book and you read the book, which it's all marked so you don't have to worry about trying to walk through there to try and find it, you read it and then it comes up with this. Collect the Vile Ebony Ingot, collect the Vile Heart, and collect the Vile Steel Sword. Now, there's 3 separate locations that we have to find in order to, collect all these things. First, you can find one of the pieces in Ebony, or in Windhelm. You can find the next in Whiterun, and you can find the last in Riften. All 3 of which are completely marked, and you'll be able to find them. Once you have all 3 of those, it will take you back to Haymar's Shame. Once you're at Haymar's Shame, you will locate a box. It has a little arrow on it, and inside of it will be the Vile Soul, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see, what's it called? Umbra's Soul from the Clavicus Vile Shrine. Once you have all the items in your inventory, there will be a tainted forge at the back of the place inside of where Clavicus Vile Shrine is at. Walk up to it, and you can pick whether you have a one-handed or a two-handed version of Umbra. And there you go. That's how you get the wonderful Umbra sword into your own grubby little hands. But the only problem with this sword that I see is that it's so damn dark. I can't see a goddamn thing with it, but we're going to try our best. In fact, we need to take off my chest piece right there, but let's get a little bit closer, see if we can actually see what this sword looks like. I don't like how dark it is, but once you get a little bit closer and you really start to see the textures shine through, I think the mod author did a great job of it. It's not as high resolution as I would want to, but then again, when have we ever seen a high resolution version of Umbra? And this is the highest resolution of Umbra that I've seen throughout the two games, both Morrowind and Oblivion. So it's kind of nice having this kind of legendary sword within Skyrim now, as opposed to it just being lost forever in Morrowind and Oblivion. Now, before we move on and end off today's mod showcase today, let's go ahead and run down to the forge and see if we can actually temper this bad boy. Now, I'm under the impression that you would probably be able to, but just for shits and giggles, I want to make sure that we can. But for those of you wanting to enchant it, I would probably say you won't be able to, mainly because it's already enchanted, unless you have the perk points from enchanting. But let's find this out. You can indeed temper it with 1 ebony ingot, and up to legendary, it goes to 103. Now keep in mind, if you have points into heavy armor or into two-handed weapons, that's going to go up significantly, but being able to have a sword this hefty at level 30, what was it, level 32? And be able to capture souls and, you know, vanquish dragons and generate black soul gems, that's kind of a nice thing to have. But overall, I think this sword is a really cool homage, and it pays really nice homage to the one that we found in Morrowind as well as Oblivion. I don't think it's up to par with the textures that I thought I would see, but this would look amazing in anyone's kind of war room or inside of their trophy room, up on a plaque or in a display case. Beautiful weapon to have with you, not to mention you can also have the one-handed, and it actually matches my armor pretty well. Kind of interesting. But guys, with that being said, I very much hope that you enjoyed today's little mod showcase on the legendary Umbra. And guys, I will see you in the next video.